Hey, Jarek here, and boy do I got a video for you today. This is the Dart Zone Pro Mark III. This came out about a year ago to rave reviews, everyone loved it, so consider this an update. This is the Dart Zone Pro Mark III 1 year later. There was some problems with it on launch, so I just wanted to see, did they fix the problems? I only just got this in the mail a couple of days ago, so this is a newer model. When this blaster was brand new, it was $130. Now you can find it on Amazon for $85. It has dropped $45, and for $85, this is a ridiculously good deal. Out of the box, you will get the blaster, a 15 round full length mag, a half length mag adapter, a 15 round half-length magazine, a red dot that requires AAAs. I unfortunately am out of AAAs. It just puts a little red dot on this reflective surface. As far as Nerf reticles go, Nerf optics go, it's fine. It's not the best thing in the world, but it's better than most, I would say. You're still better off just getting like an airsoft optic if you really want an optic, but let's be real, with a flywheeler, we're probably just gonna be boring it anyway. It comes with an M4 style foregrip with a rubber pad on the back that is overall pretty comfortable. You can take it off if you press the button all the way and pull it off. Again, standard buffer tube, standard M4 style stuff, put whatever you want on here. And it solved a first world problem that's really not a problem. A big pet peeve of mine is when you push the button to pull the stock all the way out and you just do that instead. You never actually want to do it, you just do it. But in this one, you can just grab it and do that, get the full length of pull. It's not going to go back in on you. The stock is actually very solid, and this blaster is pretty comfortable. I would say I'd kind of want a foregrip up here, but I didn't put one on there for video purposes just to keep the aesthetic. But really no complaints. Most people have said that this is a very comfortable foregrip for them anyway. Out of the box, you'll also get some safety protection for your eyes, which is nice, but you've seen those plenty of times before, you know what they are. And you also get 15 half-length bamboo darts and 15 full-length bamboo darts. I didn't bring these in here, you'll see them later when I shoot them. Overall construction of this is pretty solid plastic. It's consistent with what Dart Zone puts out, so if you've used Dart Zone, Adventure Force, anything, you should know how durable or not durable or the general construction quality is. It's not going to handle a nuclear explosion, don't go whacking it on trees, but it's durable enough for you to go out and hang with people playing games. Oh, I almost forgot to mention, it comes with this little rubber sleeve already on the blaster when you get it out of the box. Again, this blaster is very comfortable. I really have no complaints with how this thing shoulders and how it feels. Super easy to point, super easy to aim. You may be a little mixed on this giant orange cone on the front. I know some people have already modded it to remove this big cone, but I'm fine with it. The normal magazine releases this orange one, so if you have a half-length mag adapter in here, this is now your mag release. Keep that in mind. If you press this one, you're gonna drop your half-length mag and your mag adapter, and now you gotta find it. But I do think it's pretty cool. It comes with a half-length adapter in the box, so you can fire full-length or half-length darts, whatever you want to. But that's not the coolest thing. The coolest thing is what's in the battery compartment. In order to get into the battery compartment, you need to unscrew a screw. That's the one thing I'm not a big fan of. I love my toolless battery compartments. I hate needing to unscrew screws just to put batteries in my gun. Drives me absolutely insane. Yeah, it seems innocuous at first. It takes 8 AA's. It gets pretty good performance out of AA's. However, the coolest thing is underneath this battery tray. If you unscrew this screw right here, just one screw, and then go ahead and lift up your battery tray, that's an XD30 connector. Out of the box, this is 3S LiPo compatible, straight up. You don't need to do a thing. Yeah, that's the battery tray, just a regular XD60 connector. That's so cool. And now you can use any LiPo you want. This is the LiPo I use in my Autodarts Jupiter and my Firefly and my Dragonfly, I mean. And you can just go ahead and just plug it in like any modded blaster or any worker product or anything you want. There's quite a bit of space in there. It's a little thin, but not really that thin. I mean, your LiPo should work unless it's super fat. And then you close it all up and you're good to go. This is something that still blows my mind. The fact that this is straight up 3S LiPo out of the box. This is the only time I have ever seen this out of a mass-produced product. At least out of a mass-produced product by a big name brand like Dart Zone or Adventure Force. And this is a flywheeler, as I mentioned. It is select fire. It is semi and full. Now, people didn't know how they were going to do this at first, but on semi-automatic, it is just a regular pusher. This is going to rev, so this is going to be loud as a warning, But on semi-automatic, this is just a regular pusher. Complete control, you can feel the dart going into the flywheels. Feels awesome, it's full length, so half length or full length darts work with it. But when you swap it to full auto, it's automatic. I'm very glad they went this way. I'm glad semi-auto is a regular pusher. There's not really any way to compete with that when it comes to semi-auto, but then they still give you full auto. I love my full auto. If your blaster flywheeler is only semi-auto, chances are I'm not gonna be very interested unless there's a cool gimmick with it. I need my full auto. That said, one of the complaints on launch day is that the full auto is a little slow, and it definitely is a little slow. But I might be crazy. It feels like mine shoots a little faster than what I've seen in videos from day one. Nothing really to write home about, but still, I'm glad it is there. The other big complaint I saw on day one is that worker Talon mags just would give people problems. You'd try to use the half-length dart, and then you wouldn't be able to use your Talon mags. It would jam up the blaster. So I wanted to be really thorough. 1 year later, what magazines, what darts work in this? I have a ton of full-length mags and full-length darts. Same thing with half-length darts and half-length mags. I'm gonna try all of these. Why can't I hold all these mags? First up is the default magazine that came with the blaster, along with the default darts that came with the blaster. I'm gonna fire probably 4 or so in semi-auto and then just swap into a mag dump in full. This is the magazine from the Nerf Halo Assault Rifle with normal elite darts. Not that you'd ever want to use these, but if you have them, and that's all you got, let's see. Semi-auto. Yep, worked just fine. These are full-length Worker Gen 3s, and this is one of the magazines I got with the Vulcanator. Another Vulcanator mag, but this has the chili darts. Again, we got to the Halo Assault Rifle Nerf mag, but these are Worker 5.0 soft darts. Oh, looks like we finally found a dart that doesn't work inside this blaster. 5.0 soft darts are not working. Let's give it another try. Yep. Okay, so these darts don't work, which is fine. I don't really think people are really going out of their way to get these for flywheelers, and that's not really the point of them. So why do we even have these? Well, these are a little bit softer, they're a little narrower, and the tip is a little harder than normal Nerf darts. They're not like tough plastic, they're not gonna hurt when you shoot someone, but some blasters are very picky and want more narrow darts with firmer tips, so that's what I got these for. They're specialized darts. You can see what went wrong with the dart I tried to fire. The tip was just too tough and there was too much crush between the flywheels. So if you have darts with very firm tips, they probably won't work in this. It's just too much crush. Also, just in general, don't be shooting darts that have like plastic tips. That stuff hurts. All right, this one will be interesting. These are Adventure Force waffle heads, shooting out of a 15-round magazine that I got with a flywheel Type 97 and a flywheel Scar. They use the same mag. Very off-brand. I don't think this was really intended to be used with Nerf stuff, but it locks in, so let's see. It works. And for the last full length, we have Adventure Force waffle heads again out of a 30-round drum mag, because you have to. Locks in perfectly fine. A little bit of wiggle, but no problem with it coming out. That looks, that actually looks pretty cool. Works perfectly fine. One of those darts got decapitated and flew way to the right, but yeah, the mag's working fine. All right, we move on to the half-length darts. Just slap in that adapter. This is the default mag that the blaster came with, along with the bamboo darts that it came with. Alright, we got a real silly mag. This came with my Firefly. It's a tiny 3D printed Talon mag. It only holds 6 rounds, so bamboo darts. I wanted to make sure I was using darts that I know worked in this blaster, so if something goes wrong, we know it's the magazine. Yep, that locked up in there on semi-auto. So let's try that again. That's the whole mag. Give me a bit of a hiccup, let's load it again. Okay, it seems to work fine. It locks up the trigger occasionally on semi-auto. It's probably because the spring is kind of tough, but again, 3D printed Talon mag. The fact that this works is kind of surprising and pretty neat because that's just so silly. All right, we're on to the boring stuff. This is a Worker 15 round Talon mag and Worker Gen 3 darts. They're glow in the dark, that's why they're white, but they're normal Gen 3 darts. Skipped once at the end, but yeah, it works fine. 18 round Worker Talon mags with blaster parts, waffle heads. Might be blaster kits, waffle heads, I don't exactly remember, but short, half-length waffle head. Works perfectly. Now we got the real good stuff. We have the 29 round Tachi mag. There's 2 different kinds of this. This is the low rate of fire one, and I have Adventure Force Pros in here. That's what you need, it completes the look. Here's the high rate of fire counterpart. Again, another Tachi magazine. This is out of dart stuff. The only difference between this one and the other one is that this one has a much tenser spring in here. This is made for really fast firing blasters, rate of fire wise. This is up to like 29 rounds a second, something ridiculous. That one's made for low rate of fire. This is definitely not a fast fire rate. So if this one jams up, I won't be surprised, but Worker Gen 3s, we know Worker Gen 3s works in this blaster. Let's give it a go. Yeah, even the high rate of fire one works in this. And because I know people were having problems with Worker 15 round Talon mags, I'm gonna give this one another go. It's just a regular 15 round Talon magazine, just to be 100% sure. Yeah, works great. So whatever they did over the last year, they seem to have fixed the Talon mag problems. Any magazine you want is going to work on this. Any darts you want to use will work in this, unless they have a very firm tip and they can't fit in the crush, which is kind of common sense, but chances are your darts aren't that, those are very specialized. The too long didn't read is that you can virtually shove anything into this blaster and it's going to work and it's going to shoot hard. I found my best performance as far as accuracy goes came out of waffle head darts. This is true for half length and full length darts. And speaking of accuracy, I also found this blaster to be a bit strange. In semi-auto, it would fire to the right, so if I wanted to fire directly at the camera, I would have to tilt it slightly like this for it to go that direction. I don't know why this is happening, maybe the wheels aren't aligned properly, but it didn't happen on full auto, because on full auto, it really wasn't terribly accurate either. You know how in older Call of Duty games it didn't have a recoil spread, it just kind of had bullets going in a cone in front of you? That's sort of what it felt like shooting this thing. I could definitely hit my target, especially if I'm shooting at a person, but it's not pinpoint accurate. You don't expect a flywheel to be. Flywheelers are generally not terribly accurate, but even for a flywheeler, this is a little subpar accuracy-wise. Nowhere near unusable, but that did surprise me. When I chronoed this blaster, I found that pretty much all of my full-length darts were firing in the 160 FPS range, so this thing is shooting hot. The only exception were the included long bamboo darts, which still fired in the 160s but were less consistent. Some of these shot up to 180 FPS. As for half-length darts, it didn't really matter too much what I was shooting. Worker Gen 3s, Waffle Heads, Adventure Force Pros, they were all upper 140s, lower 150s. Bamboo darts were again the one exception. They were still upper 140s, lower 150s, but again, less consistent. I had some spikes up to 160, 170 FPS. Important to mention that when I chronoed this, I was chronoing everything with my 3S LiPo. With AA's, you should be expecting to see the FPS drop about 10 to 20 FPS across the board. You should also be expecting the flywheels to rev up slower. With the 3S LiPo, that revs up in under half a second, but with AA's it's gonna rev up in a little over a second. The rate of fire will also be a little lower, so keep all this in mind. So yeah, this thing is shooting hard. Let's shoot this thing a little bit and then come back here for our conclusion.
So I put plexiglass in front of my camera to shoot so hard it knocked it over. Glad I didn't hit my camera. I don't know if it would have broken or not.
So who is this blaster for? Literally everyone. It doesn't matter if you're brand new into the Nerf hobby. It doesn't matter if you're experienced and you've modded plenty of these. There is something here for everyone. But to be more specific, who is this aimed at, advertised to? This is made for someone who wants a high-performing blaster that can compete with the 3D printed blasters with the Worker Phoenix 2.0s without having to do any modding at all. That works straight out of the box. And I appreciate that a lot. I do a lot of things and generally don't have a lot of time. I also just don't find modding Nerf blasters to be very fun. I just want to get to the end result. So I would much rather pay someone to do it for me or just get one that works out of the box. I feel like this was made specifically for me. I love things that just work out of the box with no effort required. And there's really only two blasters that actually fit that niche. This one and the Worker Phoenix 2.0. And the Worker Phoenix 2.0 is better, don't get me wrong, but there are things this does that the Worker Phoenix 2.0 doesn't. For starters, this is 85, whereas the Worker Phoenix 2.0 is 185, and that's assuming you already have a LiPo. If you don't have a LiPo, you need one for the Worker Phoenix 2.0, and it's not really new, I guess it's new user friendly, but not in the same way this one is. The next thing is that the Worker Phoenix 2.0 can only use angled Talon mags and only half-length darts. This isn't a problem if you're getting it specifically to go to games with, because it's accurate. The Worker Phoenix 2.0 is one of the best blasters I've ever used. It's easy to get, I really couldn't recommend that one enough, but this gives you a little more ability to do what you want. Full-length darts, half-length darts, drum mags, literally anything you want to shove into this thing, it works. This is not a recommendation of this over the Worker Phoenix 2.0. I think if you have more money and if you want to go to games especially, you should definitely get the Worker Phoenix 2.0. But this is not a bad second option. You're trying to save money, maybe you need full-length darts. Yeah, 100% this is worth it. Something I forgot to address until just now. In the early videos I saw on full auto with full-length darts, it was kind of like double tapping darts out of the mag just at random and you had no control over it. I found that this still does that occasionally, but it doesn't do it anywhere near as much as those early videos I saw. It definitely shouldn't be doing that, but it's not the end-all be-all, especially because half-length darts work perfectly fine. And I almost find it kind of fun, just getting random double taps out of the blaster. That's probably just me. So yeah, too long didn't watch. Fantastic blaster. You can do so much with this thing with great performance. I would highly recommend for only $85. Thanks to all of you for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.